For our next presentation, we're going to talk with Bill Thompson from SIGNIANT about SIGNIANT Jet. Now, the media and entertainment industry has never been more diverse, more global, or more dynamic than it is today, and this is only accelerating. Moving highly sensitive, large, and complex data sets between locations, between companies, and to and from the cloud requires a totally new approach, which is what SIGNIANT Jet offers. So, Bill, I'm going to pass things over to you to talk about SIGNIANT Jet, how it makes it easy to manage those and automate those operations. And then again, if questions come in from the audience in the Q&A tab, we'll get to those after your presentation. So take it away, Bill.
Thanks so much, Eric. And can I do a screen check here? You see what you expect to see?
We see it.
Excellent, thanks. Well, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, or possibly even good morning. Thank you so much for attending this seminar session. And I'll dive right in. I want to thank my previous speakers because you coined some thoughts that we strongly agree with too. The fact that, you know, it's a supply chain. It requires suppliers to work together to get content from point A to point B. And that publishers need a simple way, content publishers need a simple way to get content to wherever they're putting it. And let's look and see what some of those places might be, right? We all know it's, you know, that with COVID, everything's moved online. There are more and more platforms. You know, it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for companies like ours. More importantly, it's a great opportunity for content providers. But at the same time, it's a lot of complexity. Scaling these systems is hard. There's more platforms, there's more formats, there's more globalization and localization. As a matter of fact, SMPTE has said that when a feature film is done with its kind of life cycle, the content producers have probably produced and delivered maybe 100 different formats when you count local languages, what you're allowed to show on screens in certain cultures, things like airline formatted content, but whatever, lots of formats, lots of versions. You know, there's no end to the need to manage this complexity. And I'm gonna describe to you the one of our products and show you a couple of real world ways that customers are using those products today to deal with this complexity. Before I talk about those, since I'll use this product, we have a brand new product called Jet. I'm going to take some time to describe it to you, and then I'll show you how it's being applied, and hopefully that'll all make sense. We're probably best known, our company SIGNIANT, for a product called Media Shuttle. It's a widely used product that helps people move content to other people. And it runs on our software as a service platform that is cloud-based. That's our flagship product. I'll share some interesting statistics. We have 1 million users using Media Shuttle. We interconnect 40 or 50,000 companies that share content back and forth. You know, we're in 200 countries. You know, we're happy to say that this is a product that continues to grow. It continues to be accepted and adopted in the industry. So what we've done is we've really extended the platform to a second product. So Jet uses a similar approach as Media Shuttle, but it's designed for automatic system-to-system content transfers. And what I mean by that is where Media Shuttle is more people-to-people or ad hoc. This is for automated and especially repetitive tasks. Let's say you need to deliver content to a partner or a playout center 24, you know, every 24 hours or every 12 hours or every hour. That's what we've designed Jet for. And some of the high points of Jet are it has intelligent transport, which optimizes its behavior, not only for the underlying network, but for the types of payloads that it's delivering. Cloud handshake is very important. I'll show you the role that plays in intercompany exchange. So business partners who want to exchange content rely on this new capability. Checkpoint restart means if you get interrupted, it'll restart again and carry on from the interrupting point. And let's not forget about security. I mean, today, security is table stakes for the M&E industry. No matter what your role is, you better do it securely and carefully. So the architecture of JET, we do work in two places. We have a cloud-based control plane, and that kind of is the director of JET, as well as Media Shuttle. And then there will be servers located either on-premise, these are JET servers here and here, or these could be in cloud. So depending on where the customer has his storage, he might have on-premise servers, or she might have virtual JET servers in a cloud. Our company is based in AWS for our control plane, but our virtual servers can be in, again, any public cloud, so Azure, AWS, or Google. And it's as simple as that. It's almost a little bit of a Lego style architecture. You put your servers next to where your storage is, you establish routes between them, and then JET jobs are automated to move your content. Now's the fun part. You can see how people start to make use of this. So when our customers have content that they'd like to distribute out to, say, a playout partner, or an edge server that's maybe going to stream that content out, either in VOD form or OTT form, they have two choices now. They can use Media Shuttle for maybe one-off transfers, but you don't want to throw people at the job of content distribution. So they're more than likely going to use JET with its automated capabilities to deliver content to those partners, one or more partners. In terms of content distribution, here's an example of one of our newest adopters of JET. So it's a content provider based in the US and a broadcaster based somewhere in Europe. And it turns out that the broadcaster in Europe already was a Media Shuttle user. And so it became nothing more than download a copy of JET, and install it in that same server, and then install JET at the content provider, and they're ready to go. I want to talk about this intercompany handshake for a minute, though, because it's sometimes underappreciated what happens when content providers want to share content with a broadcaster. It's sort of an old way of doing it, where maybe a content provider might buy licenses for a JET server here and here, give the broadcaster access to that server, and then share over a unified network. But the problem there is now that the network and the storage at the content provider side of this deal is now accessible by the broadcaster's personnel, and vice versa. The broadcaster's network, the broadcaster's storage is now accessible by their partner. There's no right-minded IT manager in the world that would allow this to happen today. In the old days, maybe yes. So what JET adds to the mix is the fact that we broker an intercompany trusted relationship between the network elements here and the network elements here, so that each entity at each end has full control of their network and their storage. And there's almost like a firewall. It's not really a firewall between the two, so that no one can get in, even a partner. So that's become a very popular notion in the world of more and more partnership. And in the case of our customer, more and more playout customers, more and more playout centers around the world. And all they have to do is to make sure there's a JET server wherever they want the content to end up. And they've already got a JET server on their end, which can host numerous routes and numerous playout partners. So this is just one example of how we're simplifying the distribution of content between partners. Another really interesting example is this one. So you might imagine, and this is an example that's it's a little foreign to the streaming media industry, but it actually shows the power of jet deliveries. So imagine you're delivering, as this customer is, it's a distribution house that's delivering digital cinema packages to 100 or more cinemas around the world. You can imagine that if you wanted to deliver those 100 DCP packages, and for those of you who aren't aware of them, they're huge files. These are not low bit rate files. These are high quality digital cinema packages. So now if you wanted to deliver content to say 100 different cinemas, and you didn't take advantage of an interim stopover in the cloud, this ISP on this side that's attached to the distribution house would have to have bandwidth to deliver 100 copies of those DCP packages at the same time. So you can imagine they'd be on the phone to their ISP going, give me more bandwidth. I need a 1 gig, I need a 10 gig. So what this customer has done using Jet is a two-step approach. They deliver a single copy of content up to their storage through a virtual Jet server in Amazon S3. And then they take advantage of the cloud bandwidth to fan out copies to all of these. So they're getting a free bump. Cloud bandwidth, as you know, is plentiful. And they're now delivering over 100 copies of these huge files to their, in this case, their cinema houses, which are their kinds of play out partners. Imagine what this can do to the streaming media industry. You're not delivering to one VOD server or one cable head end or one edge play out cache server. You're delivering to hundreds at a time. Well, maybe this is a solution for you in that you're not going to have to buy premium grade ISPs to get your content out to all of your servers. Maybe you just need to use a product like Jet or, you know, some solution like this to get your content up into the cloud and then take advantage of all that plentiful bandwidth. I'll finish up by highlighting that unlike Media Shuttle, Jet is intended for automated tasks, repetitive, boring tasks that happen over and over and that you don't want to throw people at. So instead of choosing a product like Media Shuttle, Jet's a better choice for this. And the automation capabilities, it's got a wide range of capabilities, and we're adding these capabilities all the time, but simple things like watch folders, scheduled jobs, send it now controls, or as some of our customers are doing, using modern event-driven APIs. So I'd like to thank you for your attention, and I hope some of you have some questions that I can answer.
You know, there actually aren't any audience questions, Bill, but as I was watching that, and I don't say this lightly, you know, there's that old saying that significantly advanced science is indistinguishable from magic. You know, I'm watching this and, you know, and it really is remarkable how far a solution like Jet has come in terms of a very complex, very challenging, bandwidth intensive task and making it relatively simple and automated, like you said.
Yeah, it speaks to a number of things that some of my fellow speakers already have raised. But one is the move to cloud-based operations. I mean, our whole company is run in the cloud. That used to scare people a lot. You know, I know how long it took broadcasters and other M&E companies to adopt the cloud, but if you do it right, and I believe we have, there's nothing to be scared of. A while ago, I'm sure Amazon Web Services is going to be delighted to hear me say this, but many of you know they had an outage a couple of months ago, maybe 8 or 9 weeks ago, and you know, we know that some of their partners, some of their hosted companies suffered badly when they had that outage. Our system didn't go off the air. Now, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying that if a system is built right with the right load balancing and the right failover capabilities, you know, we failed over from US East to US West. Our customers didn't even know it happened. So, you know, there's that kind of acceptance now of cloud technology that I think I agree strongly with one of my other presenters. 2 years ago, wouldn't be a broadcaster on it, right? And now people rely on our services and the services of many other companies to keep their businesses running. And Jet's just one example of that.